Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam69. As you may remember, Vina, the worst king who ever lived, was irritating the rishis. With their minds, they invoked the god of death, and Vina was dead. The rishis went back to their ashrams without looking back. 45. Prithu, the Great. Some time passed. Since there was no king to rule the country, robbers and thieves found it a good opportunity to loot the city. Once, when the rishis were sitting on the banks of the river Saraswati, they found a cloud of dust at a distance. Curious as to what it was caused by, they investigated and found that the dust was raised by a band of robbers who were riding back after looting the city, which was without a lord. The rishis knew how wrong it was for a country to be without a ruler. They realized that they had, to an extent, been responsible for the present state of affairs, and they felt that they should do something to save the people from this series of misfortunes. The rule of a bad king, and on top of that, fear of robbers. The rishis knew that Sunita, the wife of Anga, had been so fond of her son that she would not let his body be cremated. She had preserved it with medicinal herbs and by some magical powers which she possessed. They went to her and asked her for the body of Vina. The rishis now churned the thigh of the body, and out of it came a dark and ugly person who was the personification of the evil that was in Vina. This newly born person was called Nishada, and his descendants were also called Nishadas later on. The rishis then proceeded to churn the right arm of the body and the left arm also. Out of them were born a man and a woman. They were the incarnations of Narayana and Lakshmi. The rishis adored them and said, "This man will be named Prithu, and she will be Archis. They will be man and wife, and the world will be glorious because of the rule of this King Prithu." Brahma and the other devas came down to earth to honor the great event, the birth of Prithu. When Prithu was born, heavenly music was heard. The siddhas rained flowers on the earth. All the devarshis and devas, led by Brahma, came down to the earth to see the newborn child. Brahma looked at the right hand of the child and said, "Lo, this child is born with the mark of the chakra in his hand, and the sign of the lotus is found on his feet. He is the incarnation of Narayana, who has taken this form to protect the world." When he was old enough for it, Prithu was crowned as king. Everyone brought a gift for the new king. Even the rivers, oceans, mountains, trees, cows, birds, deer brought gifts. The sky and the earth and all the living beings brought him gifts. Prithu glowed on the throne, wet with the waters of the holy rivers, which were poured on him when he was anointed. He had Archis by his side. The devas brought him gifts. They were their personal belongings. Kubera, the lord of the north, lord of the Gandharvas, brought for him a beautiful seat. Varuna brought an umbrella which was white like the moon. The god of wind, Vayu, gave him chamaras, while Dharma's gift was a garland. Indra gave him a crown, and Yama a scepter by name Sanyamanam. Brahma had brought for him an armor protected by the Vedas, and Saraswati, the goddess of learning, gave him a string of pearls. Narayana gave him a chakra, and his wife wealth. Rudra gave a sword, and Parvati a shield. The moon gave horses as white as nectar, and Tvashtar a beautiful chariot. Agni gave a bow, and the sun arrows like his rays. The earth gave him sandals which would carry him wherever he wanted to go. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.